The festival Who Owns the Economy revolves around the way the economy of the present moment is shaped, and it makes all visitors think about the question, what kind of economy do you want? Welcome to this video. I would say come with me. This is a little peek into my head about something that I'm really excited about. I'll do a little relay and start from the beginning. The festival Who Owns the Economy revolves around the way the economy of the present moment is shaped, and it makes all visitors think about the question, what kind of economy do you want? Everyone is welcome, from curious citizens to scientists, artists and designers. Also schools are invited, companies, parts of governments and organizations. Everyone who wants to think about the future of the economy. If you ask somebody about economy, an important word that pops up is the free market. The free market often comes off as this untouchable thing with no power for you to do anything about it. It is a shame to forget that the free market is also just a result of the way things are organized within this free market. What determines how things are structured? Then we can ask ourselves, how do we maybe want to shift from this thing? I like how in this festival a variety of examples is presented for visitors to grasp this thing within the free market of how things work right now. And that it uses the different kinds of interpretations and imaginations of people as a strength. The platform FutureOfWork has had more initiatives than this festival. It will continue to work on a series of initiatives where creative makers, governments and companies can work together. To make a point about the added value of creative professionals, I am going to tell a story of a man. His name is Thabo Goudswaard, lekker Nederlands. He has a background in social studies and studied Art Academy. During his time at the Art Academy, he thought a lot about the question, what does it mean to be an artist? He discovered that he was being educated for him to be in what you can call the white cube. The white, contextless room of a museum or gallery. For him, and you can actually see this increasing overall, he wanted to have an actual impact on society. There was so much going on in the world, he thought that it was a shame that he only stayed in this white cube. He wondered, couldn't it be more connected to all kinds of things that we encounter in everyday life? I really like a performance that Thabo Goudswaard did regarding this subject. In this performance, he did a neat reading in a museum. At a certain point, he grabbed a hammer and made the statement, we have to break out of this. We have to go outside, into the streets. We have to make contact with the real world. And then he smashed the window of this white room. Thabo Goudswaard went and did research on how art could be more connected to day-to-day life. He went and combined his background in the social field and his artistic background to come up with something new. The combination could be called social design. It has the purpose to not only create with artistic reasons, but to also create with reasons that are of importance to society. The last few years, Thabo Goudswaard focused on how a context could be created where an artist and designer comes into their strength and how this can actually cause a change at system level. He is the artistic director of the program The Art of Impact. The program is an assignment of the Minister of Education, Culture and Science and developed by a collective of national public cultural funds. It recognizes the unique ability of artists to interpret social developments and to respond and reflect on them. The initiative believes artists strengthen the society of today and the future by providing meaning, giving new unexpected visions or insights, and/or by connecting people. It stimulates existing and new art projects with a clear and sustainable impact on the big questions that dominate societal debate. It is also doing research on how to measure the impact of art. The impact of art is hard to capture in numbers, percentages. The meaning and impact has a more qualitative side to it. They decided that as far as they were concerned, the most valuable indication of the social impact of art is that of the collaborative processes between an artist and other professionals. From this, they concluded that a field must be facilitated that creates the right circumstances for artists and for political and entrepreneurial professionals to work together. Most of art aims for a symbolic effect, to dysregulate, to make aware, to bring something to your attention. Social design not only dysregulates, but is also about regulating something new. Together with Twijnstra Gudde and other partners, Tabo Goudstra did research on the added value of working together with creative professionals. The publication from this is called Social Design for Wicked Problems. A wicked problem is an issue about which there is yet too little knowledge and too little consensus. The nature of the issue is open, complex, dynamic, and connected. What you can see right now are 3 ways of getting at things. The first one, the one on the left, is the way of working within policy. The one in the middle is the way of working within politics. And the one on the right is how designers, artists work. If you look at the Future of Jobs report from the World Economic Forum, it are the traits and skills of an artist, a designer, the ones that fell into the 3rd category, where there is a growing need of. It is a strength that the work of artists and designers often has a bottom-up perspective. It has a human approach to it. It is complementary to the world of facts, figures, and systems. It is a language that is accessible for everyone, and can in this way facilitate cooperation between governments, citizens, and companies. A lot of the issues of today require an integral approach. The headspace of artists and designers comes with a lot of freedom and experimentation. It is a mechanism for inspiration to eventually let those involved show different behavior. In a way, this is really concrete. Artists and designers give shape to ideas. They can make possible futures imaginable. People involved gain insight on these futures and can ponder on the question how to act. To change, you have to go back to the content, back to the values that it is actually about, and then reinvent yourself. Tabo Goudstra was part of a group of people that said, now all kinds of systems are stuck again. Other values are becoming important again. Together, they founded the SocialCreativeCouncil, with now over 40 prominent leaders of the Netherlands. They all believe in the cooperation with creative professionals and want to facilitate and guide this. My first encounter with the festival Who Owns the Economy was by the Wool Assembly Line. It is part of one of 2 expositions during the festival. A workshop brings participants through the different steps of the wool system. The workshop is to create understandings of the wool system and to discuss its potential. During the skinning of the sheepskin and other steps of the process, participants come into contact with each other's stories, thoughts and perspectives on it. The workshop is part of a bigger picture in which we look at a system from different perspectives, in this case led by wool. The output of the discussions will be shared in the form of embroidered text on wool activist blankets for the next Wool March, an initiative by the Wool Alliance for Social Agency, an international wool activistic community, and source of support for the cultural and social systems connected to wool.
So we are soon to be connecting rural with urban, and through walking together. Time is coming together on this place as we are bringing back a commoning act, walking with herds from pasture to pasture. So we're walking these ancient trails of sheep and shepherd. We will pass the Heuvel by the Goede Herder Kerk, and also close to the Wilhelmina Park. And these are where all these herd corridors came together as a resting place and watering hole of sheep. And it's from these triangular spots throughout the city that these small clusters of farms actually started to grow together, and that started Tilburg. So we can really thank the sheep.
animals, in this case sheep, is something that is done for centuries and something that has a lot of native wisdom to it. It is these wisdoms that we have lost sight of in our current market and economies. Through these kinds of movements, we can reflect on which values we want to operate. Part of the same exposition was the Wood Food Inked Market by Construct Lab. Here, visitors explored production processes again, this time for crafting stools, printing, and daily food preparation. It aims to uncover underlying motivations in the production process. Likewise, there is an atmosphere of discussion created. The Wood Food Inked Market is a place where different voices come together that delve into the intrinsic motivations and values that drive individuals and communities. Construct Lab shows the reasoning behind their own projects, which often go further than mere financial gain. By giving insight in alternative models and engaging participants in dialogue, the installation serves as a catalyst for so much more. Aside from the wool assembly line and the Wood Food Inked Market, a few pieces are present at the exhibition. They all, in their unique and valuable way, illuminate a part of the matter: what kind of economy do we want to envision? This video installation by Teresa Borresino explores the Andean cosmovision. In this Andean cosmovision, the boundaries between ecology and economy blur. In contrast to priorities from human economic goals and nature conservation separately, the Andes cosmovision, like many other indigenous societies, strives for a holistic well-being, where both the human and non-human are embraced. There is some work presented by Yatiwangi Art Factory. Their work integrates contemporary art and cultural practices with the local discourse of rural life. What they show at the festival is to emphasize decentralized collective economical practices. They are even an example of a possible economy based on friendship, kinship, and trust. They are doing some really cool stuff. I will delve into it more detailed later. There is also this thought-provoking light artwork by Munne and Olga. It makes one think about the original essence of the word economy and the evolution of this essence throughout history. The word economy has Greek roots. It resonates from oikos, which means division of the household. Balance, justice, and equality play a crucial role here. The meaning has increasingly shifted. Money has now become a means to buy almost anything we want, but the current distribution of it is far from fair, transparent, and just. With their artwork, the creators want to create a broader understanding of the word economy, in which not only temporary movements of money is represented, but in which there is taken responsibility for the needs of people and the planet. The exposition is also, if not foremost, a space for a collective experiment, to capture people's reactions to the work presented. In the spirit, we all have to deal with the rules of the economy, but is the economy also there for us? It is an opportunity to lay new connections regarding this important subject together. Part of the festival program was another festival, the Zin in Morgen Festival, that happened on a weekend in the city center of Den Bosch. With this initiative, the organizer, Den Bosch Partners, wants to, on one hand, draw attention to making the market offer of the city center more sustainable. On the other hand, it puts a spotlight on the numerous already existing sustainable shops and restaurants. The kickoff was with an exposition of 2 fashion upcycle brands in a building that was out of use before.
Make people understand that you can actively take part of a change for better and more fun, sustainable ways of dealing with the future, really.
Yeah, and consuming sustainable fashion in a fun, interactive way and feel like you're part of the change. You're not working against it, but you're working towards it and with it and for it.
The rest of the weekend, 2 fashion shows also happened here that put their own spin on sustainable fashion. One was by a college and one was by the NGO Leger des Heils. Furthermore, you could visit a woman that is specialized in making all sorts of things from jeans, an outside cinema with the really cool documentary River Blue, and a musical theatrical performance by the Caravan about fast fashion. The whole weekend you could walk through the city and take a look at what steps entrepreneurs and restaurants are taking towards a more sustainable future. The Zin in Morgen Festival is a nice addition to the Who Owns the Economy festival. More locally, you see how this topic is expressed, and it shows that working on the future is fun and inspiring. There is so much more to the program. I highly recommend just taking a look at it. I want to close off with telling more about the initiative of the Yatiwangi Art Factory. The project Perhutana strives to create a collective forest. Just like real estate companies, they bought up large pieces of land. But unlike real estate companies, who often use this land to build houses, apartments, or similar things to eventually generate a profit from it, Perhutana divides this land in affordable 4x4 parcels and sells these, with the intention that together with the now available land, a forest can be created. How the project came about is also an important thing about why this Perhutana project makes such a good example. The Bersama Collective, a group of artists, musicians and filmmakers with Indonesian roots that reside in the Netherlands and Sweden, started working together with Yatiwangi Art Factory, a art collective based in West Java. In cooperation, they researched the possibilities for creating a collective forest. They did so using an artistic and cultural approach. They started connecting friends and artists, and thus formed a project based on sharing and exchanging creative strategies for a common goal, finding ways to protect the forest. In a video report, 2 people who played a prominent role in the organization of the festival were interviewed.
Als je mij het antwoord vraagt, dan zeg ik hij is van iedereen. Als je kijkt naar de werkelijkheid, dan denk ik dat maar heel weinig mensen het idee hebben dat zij iets te zeggen hebben over hoe de economie werkt. Dus waar we veel geld voor over hebben, waar we weinig geld voor over hebben, hoe we omgaan met eigendom, hoe we omgaan met groei. We denken dat dat een gegeven is en we voegen ons daarnaar. En dat is precies wat we hier eigenlijk los willen maken en in vragen willen stellen en willen betwijfelen. Zeg, nou, misschien moeten we daar maar eens wel wat van gaan vinden.
Osia, met niet de Red Hot Chili Peppers als headliner, maar wel de Club van Rome.
Een soort van ver van je bedshow lijkt. En door die kunst kunnen we dat veel dichter bij mensen trekken. En ook tijdens het festival op allerlei manieren de interventie en de interactie en die vraag samen proberen te stellen en daarover in discussie te gaan. En dat is juist met kunst een hele mooie manier.
With this, they give off the philosophy of the festival in short. It was what I tried to give an idea of throughout this video. It touches on some important things. This festival brings a lot together and makes you think. That is why I praise it and wanted to share it. For me, it has been a good starting point to conceptualize a variety of things I had thought of before. I am very young and I still need to figure out my opinion on things. That is why I called it a good starting point. There are many ways in which I still need to create understandings of the world. The thing about being idealistic, the more you tune into a certain reality, the more blind you get about things outside of this. But which reality you tune into is a choice, not always an individual and aware one. Change happens where the important things that don't deny a current reality and an idealistic vision meet. I think it is good and a privilege that I let everything open for a while so that I eventually will be able to put everything more into perspective. I look forward to doing so. For now, I am really happy that I'm able to share all of this with this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Ciao!